Welcome to Big Winnings. My name is Ethan, and I'd like to tell you a short but meaningful story. When I was younger, I was the embodiment of greed itself. I couldn't see past my own desires, always wanting more, never satisfied with what I had. But let me tell you how I learned to turn my life around. Growing up, I was always surrounded by abundance. My parents worked hard to provide for me, and I never had to go without. But instead of being grateful, I became consumed by greed. I wanted the latest gadgets, the trendiest clothes, the fanciest toys, and the newest games. Even if I didn't beat the ones I already had, nothing was ever enough. I became a little brat. I let this go on into my teen years, and I became addicted to the thought of having everything. And that's just what I got. Eventually, my parents started trying to tell me no, after seeing how I flaunted to my friends that didn't have as much as I had. So one day I started to take cash out of my dad's wallet and my mom's pocketbook, then riding my new bike over to Toys R Us to get whatever I wanted. Then, one day, I overheard my parents talking about their financial struggles. I realized for the first time in my life that my greed was not only hurting me, but also my family. It was like a wake-up call, a slap in the face. I felt ashamed of myself and knew I needed to change. I couldn't stand to see them like this. So, I turned to the Bible for guidance. I read verses like Luke 12:15, where Jesus warns, "Take care and be on your guard against all covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." It hit me hard. I realized that true wealth doesn't come from material possessions, but from the richness of the heart. So after prayer, I started to let go of my greed, learning to appreciate the blessings I already had and finding joy in giving to others. This process wasn't easy, but Proverbs 11:24-25 became my guiding light. It says that one gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give, and only suffers want. Whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered. After reading that, I took to homeless shelters and sidewalks to help the less fortunate, whether they were homeless or just in need. I gave anything I could. I knew that I would get nothing physically in return, but the warmth in my heart from their smiles was more than enough. I watched God bless my parents with raises at their jobs, meaning the mortgage would finally be paid and there was no more stress in the house. And so, that's my story. I may have been the embodiment of greed once, but I've learned to open up my heart and embrace the true meaning of abundance. It's not about what you have, but what you give. And that, my friends, is a lesson I'll carry with me for the rest of my days. Thank you for listening, and I hope everyone got something out of this. It took me a long time to realize that selfishness is a poison, and I had drank straight from the cup, and that will be the topic for next weekend. Until then, I hope you have not only enjoyed, but learned from this story. And if you were, and or are the same as I was, remember that those around you can and will fall victim to your obsessions. But you can always come to God and He will turn it all around for you. God bless you all.